Thank you so much for coming today. It's so important for us because I know that you came straight from Abu Dhabi to Dubai to visit our event. It's such an honor to us. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure to be here, Anastasia. Thank you so much to bringing all these amazing people here in this community that is communication is so important in our life, and you created this hub, communication hub for everyone. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. This place was created as a place for creatives, podcasters, influencers, journalists. But the main goal for us is to create place for communication, for dialogue, because communication is the key to success. And without communication, you can't do anything. I know that you know how to express the most difficult things in the way that people will understand them for sure. Is it right?
Yeah, I mean, specifically in my field, that is a space technologies and specifically rocket production is really complicated from outside. So I try to explain all the aspects in a clear manner to share this knowledge with the audiences. It can be children, it can be adults who want to wonder about the space and rockets. So yeah, definitely I try to do that.
So you are a scientist and you work with people explaining them the basic rules about our nature, science, physics and rockets and space?
Yeah, definitely. Especially in the technology, sharing these complicated ideas is like a puzzle.
Yes.
And my job is to create these puzzle pieces combined together to present the people. So, for example, if you go to the Mars, it takes 6 months to 7 months. You need to explain this information in a manner that people can understand and imagine.
Yes.
So, specifically in the rocket systems, there are complicated parts. So, I try to focus how can I explain in clearly. For example, all the people we wonder about going to the Mars. Can we live in the Mars? Because Elon Musk, SpaceX.
Yes.
That's totally difficult. Yes, we can, but it takes maybe hundreds of the years, not as it's seen in the social media or the...
So it's not that easy?
It's not that easy because imagine that we all breathe every day.
Yes.
And if you want to create the same oxygen level that we need in one day, it takes 200 years to create the same oxygen level using some fuel cell technologies on the Mars. So from outside, it seems, yes, depend on all the measurements that we did previously for the satellites for the Mars. 4 billion years ago, the Mars has exactly the same formation as on the Earth 4 billion years ago. But currently, they want to terraform Mars again.
They want to bomb it, right?
There are many ideas you can do. The reason about the bomb is the surface of the Mars is totally rock.
Yeah.
And also atmosphere of the Mars is extremely thin. So imagine that if you do a bungee jumping from the Earth, you can land with the parachute. But if you do bungee jumping on the Mars, you cannot land. You crash extremely high speeds. That's why the atmosphere is really thin on the Mars. So that's why some of the theories that they want to bomb on the Mars and improve this pressure level of the atmosphere to create a different atmospheric structure. But it takes hundreds of the years actually.
What are the other questions that people ask you about the space and rockets? Are there any stupid questions?
Well, actually, when I discuss with the astronauts, and then when I share these, let's say, interviews with my students or some of the people in the public, they wonder about life on the space, about astronauts.
Do you believe in life on space?
So basically in the space station that also 5 different space agencies contributed right now. There are different astronauts and they live in the space now in the space station, but with that laboratory. But if you want to go to the moon or the Mars, it's so challenging now. You need this habitat, a hub to create these atmospheric conditions actually. But the most important question I got is about the life in the astronauts. Like how is the life of the astronaut I get?
I was thinking more about life in space in general, you know, not our astronauts. But aliens, do you believe in aliens? This is the most common question related to space.
Personally, I don't believe.
You
personally.
don't? Why?
The reason is if you check the solar system and all the information, we cannot say.
Okay.
You need to see the other galaxies. So I cannot access this knowledge. So personally, I don't believe.
You don't believe or you don't think about it?
I don't think as well for now. For now.
Okay.
But if we check the new space telescope, there is one telescope, James Webb telescope, is now in operation, and this telescope can see for like 4 billion years ago. They take an image from a galaxy and they transfer this image to us, and scientists will check if there is something on there or not. So maybe in the future we can have this information.
Well, there are I have actually a lot of stupid questions about space and rockets.
Yeah, we can
because
talk.
As a child, I was very excited about space, like read a couple of books. But now when you grow up, you lose the time to dedicate so much interest and effort in exploring space, even when you have your life basis, your work, your stuff. But when you look at the stars and realize there is a huge endless space and you know nothing about it, the first thing that comes to my mind is about the black holes. I'm personally a little bit afraid of them, because I've seen the Interstellar movie, and there is a huge theory behind the black holes, the time travel, and their horizon, or how do you call these things? So do you believe in black holes, and what do you know interesting about them?
Actually, the black hole exists. It's already in the universe. But it is not like in the Interstellar movie, first of all.
So we can travel.
So there are a couple of physicists, like Brian Cox, which is an amazing guy. I met a couple of weeks ago. He was in Abu Dhabi. We discussed about the physics too much. And for example, he created some of the theories about black holes. There is Brian Greene. They have a really good books that explain really clearly to the information, such as wormholes and the black holes. They are this kind of activities in the universe, but these are not like the holes that we imagine. These are coming from the explosion of some stars.
Yeah.
For example, if we have a huge meteor impact comes to the Earth, which is kind of, we see like there is some light.
Yes.
It's similar. In the universe, there are some movements, there is some explosions, and it creates some extremely hard structure. And the beyond that structure, there are these black holes that exist. It's but the explosion of the stars.
But
we will never reach that.
Is it true that, there is a theory that two black holes can be connected somehow in space and time and be like the doors from one place to another? It's also just a theory.
It is a wormhole. That Brian Greene developed this theory actually. That is, in theory, that activity is as possible. But we will never reach that a point that to observe that, because we will never reach as like technology. But maybe from the telescopes, James Webb, or maybe in the future,
So there is possibility.
There is possibility to observe them. But there is not a possibility right now around the Earth or around our solar system. We will never reach.
This is so exciting. I feel like a child, like a blind kitten, because you hear some theories, some stuff, but actually this is so difficult topic, and this is fundamental topic. And we need more people like you who are patiently explaining the basic things for you, for just average people like me, because this is so important to understand the world we're living in. And thanks to you, we have this opportunity to ask these questions and get the easy answers, the answers that we can understand, not the formulas, not the math, not the quantum physics.
Especially currently right now. When we check our smartphones, we can access the knowledge easily.
Yeah, just explain it easily.
It's really important to have a correct knowledge, because you can find maybe hundreds of information with the same topic, because there is a Google, plus there are too many different information resources. That is, one side is good, because imagine that there was an Einstein, there was a Carl Sagan, there was a Marie Curie, too many people who created their imagination for the Earth, right? Without them, we could never reach maybe this technology. But for now, we are lucky compared to them. We can access the faster information, even compared to Einstein. So, in our age.
Yes.
But also, there is also the other side.
The dark side.
Yeah, that's the side that we need to eliminate this knowledge and try to understand ourselves. That's why that is really important to have this communication hub that you created. It's amazing to gather very valuable people to open this discussion.
For us, it's very important also as a media to check the information we are broadcasting, because you maybe remember during the COVID, there were a lot of fake news, a lot of bad recommendations for health, like from the fake doctors. And I believe that in science, there are also fake news, fake rumors, fake recommendations. And this is very important to give the people who really know what they're talking about the opportunity to share this. And this is what we're going to do in this place. We are choosing the speakers very carefully, making sure that the information that they are provided, it's 100% true. So all of them are verified specialists with diplomas, with studies, with certifications. And in these terms, we are very, picky eaters. Yeah. So we choose very carefully. And this is such a pleasure to have you here today, because right now we know exactly whom to approach to ask the stupid question. Like, is the moon is made of cheese or not?
Anytime. Thank you so much. Like, my real expertise is more mechanical engineering. To create some rocket system to go to the space or the moon, I can calculate easily for anyone.
God.
But for the planet, it's also like it was my hobby to have the modern physics and so on. So I'm really delighted to be here to share everything.
So next time I'm gonna ask you this question about traveling in rockets and the mechanic stuff. I think it should be a different podcast. Yeah, we should do it together.
We should.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much also, Anastasia. Thank you.